It's coming. Hey everybody, welcome to the NoRights Podcast. I'm your host, NoRights, aka Ben, aka that handsome guy. Anyway, this episode, we were kind of, we were going to do it differently, and then we were thinking about doing it Sunday, and my cat doesn't like this whole thing. Because Ian, he was having internet issues of changing over his plan or whatever, and he didn't think he was going to come on. He's only here for a limited time. He's got another date tonight.
Oh, a limited time.
Yeah, so don't me not waste any time with doing the little soft shoot. I'd like to introduce my co-host, as per usual, my good buddy and co-host Ian. How you doing, Ian?
Shot of Soko.
Soko. He's like, where am I going on my date tonight? I'm going somewhere nice. It's gonna be all pretty. And also joining us tonight, my arch nemesis and twin brother, Franklin. How you doing, Frank?
What's up, bitches?
Are we the bitches, or is it the listeners? I don't know. Anyway, also Doug might be joining us. I sent him an invite. I have no idea. He might just pop in like Kramer and tell us why all our news stories are...
Hello, Jerry!
That's not what Kramer does. Like, hey, how's it going, Jerry? Oh, yeah, that's crazy, you know.
Hello, Jerry.
I'm flipping and flopping around. It's all confusing. Anyway. Okay, so...
Right.
Well, that's more George than Kramer at that point.
I was doing Newman. Hello, Jerry. Hello,
Newman. Anyway. Alright, so let's kick this one off. Talking about what everybody's been doing, because it's been, like a week since the last time we all got together.
It's like been a week.
Yeah.
Since last week.
Well, we used to do multiple shows at a time trying to record stuff, and after the first one, we're just like, no, we can't.
Check it out. It's like, I was not kidding, it's like a softbox with these two fucking white screens.
Congratulations, Frank. So anyway, let's find out what Ian's been up to, because it sounds like he's had quite an interesting day.
He's had a pretty big day.
Yeah. Like I was explaining to you before the show, I was just worried because I had my cable and internet shut off because I wasn't able to I couldn't afford to make the whole payment, so and I was going to be in the transition anyways of trying to just downgrade to just internet. And so that's pretty much what I did, and they were able to give me a pretty cheap package where I have the extreme internet, which is 30 down, 5
extreme.
I don't know what I got.
But
cool.
With such a fast speed, it'll be nice because I'll just get Netflix or something, maybe Amazon, and I download everything anyways.
Well, there you go.
Well, yeah. If do you got a Roku or a what's the other one, the Fire Stick or any of those things?
No, I have an Xbox and I could do the Netflix through my TV or whatever because it's got a couple apps. But most of the time, I just do it through the computer.
Well, don't you have to have an Xbox Gold account to use Netflix on it? So
that's right. I forgot your computer. You could just hook up to your TV anyway, right?
Yeah, that's what I have my computer hooked up to.
Yeah, if you get Kodi, you're set. Shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool.
So yeah.
All right.
What other projects you been working on?
I was gonna show you. I was working on these organization things here. I'm working on this batch script for Photoshop called just call it batch file organizer. Here, let me turn on the screen share. That might help.
All right. Do 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 do.
You don't lose listeners, man.
Oh, come on, Frank.
Is
Yeah,
it?
I'm gonna make us lose listeners, Frank.
Ooh.
Professionalism.
Yeah.
Professionalism.
Sorry about that.
Oh, my screen share button isn't working on the
Uh-oh.
Hangouts here.
Uh-oh.
It's it's the internet. It's like, you're not paying what we want you to pay. You can't have screen share anymore.
Okay, let me disconnect real quick.
Well, let's play catch up with you, Frank, while we're waiting for the screen share to work. What you been up to? Oh, never mind.
Hey, there's he. Oh, there he goes.
I know you came over today and hung out with us, but
We
tell the
just
listener-
came in the door, and we're feeding the dogs when I got your call, and I'm like, bruh. Whoop.
So what have you
I was
been
like,
doing this
"Bruh."
week? You've been
Mostly work.
You gonna
No pinstriping. I actually haven't been painting because I told you my where I paint is in an unheated garage or basement, and it's too fucking cold to be down there until now.
Yeah, so are you gonna start painting now, or are you just gonna?
Now that it's warmed up, I'll probably do some more of it. I haven't been because it's been cold. It's better for the paint, but it's not for my old ass. I can't handle the cold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a wussy.
Mm-hmm. Well then. All right.
Oh, hi, Hopi.
I don't like this show, Daddy. Talking to those men, I don't like them. Come on, kitty. Come say hi to people. Be on the camera. The internet loves cats.
Yes, they do.
They have festivals now where people just watch cute cat videos. They just
What?
project them. They have festivals where people just watch cute cat videos. They project them onto big screens and stuff.
Yeah.
You'd go, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
today I showed Frank an ASMR video thing where it was YouTubers reacting to ASMR, and right when they were going to explain what it was, Frank switched it off, and they're like, "Why did you?" They were going to explain what it was. You were just watching people do it, and you were like, "What? What is that thing? What's going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, entertaining, I know. So tell us about the batch file organizer there, Ian.
Okay, so this is one of the scripts I was working on. This is, you know how like in like iTunes or whatever, it'll tend to like organize like your music and stuff by, you know, like usually by each folder is like the artist, and then another folder which is each of their albums inside of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much what this is. Like, you could take a collection of files, not just like music, but images and stuff, and create like a folder structure sort of like scheme to organize things. So like if you wanted to do that, you could pick artist here and then click add field, or you could type it in and then you could do that, and then so pretty much it'll take all your music and organize it to each of the, depending on the artist and album metadata and MP3s, it'll organize that. Or if you have like pictures and stuff, you can organize them by I don't know, like whatever their metadata is, say like the exposure or whatever, and then you could do whatever their like ISO is, you know.
So it's a structure thing, basically.
Yeah, pretty much it's just like it just organizes all of them depending on what kind of metadata you have in your files. So like I even have it where you can organize it depending on, like, say if you have a bunch of files, you just want them organized into separate extensions. So you could have it organized by extension, like all MP3s and all pictures.
Now, how does this handle stuff? Does it do it only on a per entry basis, or can you tick and say, you know, for all my music do this, for my photos do this?
Yeah.
Because I know
it's whatever metadata is in your thing. So like if you have pictures and images, so like aperture, and then you could do images too, I believe.
Well, no, I'm not saying like can it do multiple things. I'm saying it can handle multiples at once and keep a structure, or is this like I have to do it for my music first and then I have to do it again for my audio, for my photos and then for my videos, or can it just have one big list of things to tick?
Yeah, you could do all those at once. This is like this could go as long as you want, and it could get complicated as you want. And I even have it where I have like a filter set up, so like it'll only apply to extensions. So like say if put MP3s in it, it'll only apply to MP3s. Or you could have it where it's anything except MP3s. So when you click add field, it'll see it. That means does not.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of what Hazel does a little bit. And there was that one program. Remember, Frank? It was what was it? File permissions or was let me see. Let me check my applications because it was a free thing that only wasn't as powerful as Hazel, but it was similar. Let's see. It was File
Hazel.
Actions. Well, I bought Hazel. I haven't had time to write any actions for it, but it's good for automatically cleaning stuff up, like making rules that say if anything is on my desktop for more than so many hours, put it in a folder based on what kind of material it is, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's cool. And also I have like this. I've sort of made it similar to that type of thing where it's. Let me open this. This is a batch file remover where you could do the same thing where if you wanted to delete just like MP3s, you could do that. And then if you want like MP4s, I guess, it'll delete MP3s and MP4s. And you can do it in the root folders, or you could tell it to do in every subfolder that you pick here. You could pick the folder that's going to be it. Perform all this action then. So yeah, all this coding I'm doing, this isn't just like goofing around. It actually does a purpose.
So what have you been doing this? Are you gonna put it on GitHub, or are you gonna just keep it all to yourself and sell it? What do you?
Well, I don't know. Like I don't know if people would buy this. So I mean, like
yes, they would.
Could release this.
I can tell you that right now. There are people that are obsessive about organizing stuff just like you are. If there's something that you want to build a tool for, put it out there. I mean, you can sell it for a small amount if you want, and then, get people interested.
Yeah.
Just make, plus, but the thing is, whenever you release something, that's when you'll get all the email that suddenly lets you realize, oh, I didn't know this thing needed fixing, and I didn't know it wouldn't work on this system.
Right. And
I don't know. I think I'm peaking again. Let me just turn my gain down.
It's okay. Frank might like this too. You could even have it set to where, like, say you have your video, you could set it to, if you type in 1080 for the height, you could, hold on. You could click it to delete anything that's got like a 1080p, like height for the video, so it'll delete all your 1080p videos. Yeah.
Imagine that.
So
Okay, now I don't think I'm
very
on
advanced.
it. Okay.
It's very advanced.
Did you see that guy who, that guy on the Linus video who made a second keyboard just for his macros for like Photoshop?
I did see that, and I was thinking about trying to get that set up for my sound effects for the show.
Well, don't people do that with like those little video game extra keypads? So it has like a number pad or whatever. You can just use it for that. The hotkeys.
That thing is like over $100 though, or something, I think.
Well then, never mind.
Yeah, he just downloaded some free software that's like in beta.
Yeah. Well, the problem is like if you...
Because he does all the video editing.
Yeah. If you could plug in a second keyboard, but then it's just going to recognize it as like
That's what that
just-
software does. Some other guy made a software to, I don't know.
Okay, so
It'll if you just plug in a keyboard, it'll still Windows like depending on what you use, like Windows, so it'll always just treat it as a keyboard.
Yeah,
so,
treated like the same keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he got another program from another guy and used that, and then wrote in it's like its own script. So he didn't know how to code it, and he had to look it up.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, like I said, man, put that stuff out there, because if nothing else, you'll at least have people help you catch the bugs you leave in it, or people might add stuff to it, and if you release it like open source, people could edit stuff, and you could have new versions out, or if you just release it to beta testers and say, hey, who wants to buy some of my stuff, and who wants to try this thing out?
Yeah. Well,
So-
like I could sell them like all as a package because I've been pretty consistent with the UI and like the functionality of everything. So like they're very similar, but they do different things.
Well, I mean, there's definitely ways to put the stuff out there and sell it. Definitely ways to. I mean, you can encourage people to have a name your own price function if you use something like Gumroad. You can. There's all kinds of things. I mean, if you just release, like, you could put out a couple of the freebies that do 1 or 2 tasks, and then the more beefy things like that, have them say, like, here's the thing where you just kick back a couple bucks and there you go.
Yeah.
So,
But,
all right.
yeah, like as far as what I'm working on in the future, though, I have an advanced remover to remove files, the advanced organizer. I was gonna work on one that does like advanced methods of like tagging the actual metadata.
Yeah,
And then-
people are obsessed with keeping their stuff organized and tagged properly. I mean, if you've ever seen how people organize their media libraries and their iTunes libraries, there's businesses built up on getting that stuff organized, so
Yeah.
and scraping
Well,
it and everything. So,
Well, when you deal with files and stuff for such a long time in organization, you come to the realization that tagging is pretty important. It's a lot more important compared to the name. Like, you could give it like a really complex name and stuff, but a lot of times it's easier to use tags because you have multiple fields and values and stuff. And
right.
it's just nobody likes doing it because it's like tagging your friends in the photo. Oh, I don't want to do this.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you could have your file named in just like a random series of numbers and letters, and it won't matter because if you have everything tagged, it'll show up in your software, and you'll be able to recognize it.
I mean,
No.
if you've ever heard of the program Quicksilver, on OS 10, that's been a huge thing where it searches through all kinds of elements of your file system and your file names, and I think it goes through tagging, and you can make like sentences with it, so you can say take this photo and run these filters on it, or or add it to this folder, do all that stuff with it. It's and people that are into that stuff, they learn how to do it, and they learn all the key presses for it, and they get obsessed with it. So yeah, you can definitely, I'd say you could definitely make a pretty penny with that. So,
Yeah.
or not
Whenever I
even
go over-
even not a pretty penny, at least something to make you justify keeping on making it.
Yeah. Whenever I
Keep
go
on
over to
keeping on
Nate's
keeping on.
apartment and I see his computer, his desktop is just like a grid. It looks like he has like hundreds of icons and files on his desktop. He's like one of those people that just puts everything in like one folder or something.
Mhm.
It's like, well, you're not running a business, I guess.
Nope. All
You're
right.
not trying to work out of your computer. That's for sure.
Well, as long as we're screen sharing again, we want to dive into the news.
Yeah. Did you get the links?
Yeah, I just got the email. I tried to set it to alert me through desktop notifications, but for some reason it didn't save it. I'll do it again. I don't know. Setting things. Twitter just tonight tried to switch me over to that algorithmic timeline rather than the chronological order timeline. Oh, now I'm getting a notification from the desktop about something else. I get 3 emails and now I get one. Oh, and of course, there's people following my Tumblr that just Tumblr. You guys, are either of you guys on Tumblr? because for some reason the only people that follow me are porn tumblers. So it's I think everyone has that problem on Tumblr though. But anyway,
I'm a porn Tumblr man. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, at least now I know. But the thing about the the algorithm timeline, it's like, oh, here's the interesting stuff first. So here's stuff that happened 2 hours ago. Here's stuff that happened 24 hours ago, and here's one that happened 5 minutes ago. Like, who would want an algorithm to search that? And before they officially made that switch over, I checked the tick box in my settings. I had that off, and then they had it on today, so I went and changed it. Because no, that's stupid. All right, so
Stupid.
it is. Who would want that? Oh well. Anyway, so let's start with the first news story. Out-of-date apps put 3 million servers at risk of crypto ransomware infections. Ooh, tell us about this one, Ian.
Okay, it says 1,600 schools, governments, and aviation companies already backdoored.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like a porno.
Backdoor lover. Okay, go on.
More than 3 million internet-accessible servers are at risk of being infected with crypto ransomware because they're running vulnerable software, including out-of-date versions of Red Hat's JBoss enterprise application. Researchers from Cisco Systems said Friday about 2,100 of those servers have already been compromised by web shows that give attackers persistent control over the machines, making it possible for them to be infected at any time. The Cisco researchers reported in a blog post the compromised servers are connected to about 1,600 different IP addresses belonging to schools, governments, aviation companies, and other types of organizations. Some of the compromised servers belong to school districts that were running the Destiny management system that many school libraries use to keep track of books and other assets. Cisco or representatives notified officials that Destiny developer Follett learning of the compromise, and the Follett official said they fixed the security vulnerability in the program. Follett also told Cisco the updated Destiny software also scans computers for signs of infection and removes any identified backdoors. And it also says, though, that as ARS reported last week, attackers pushing crypto ransomware recently escalated their assaults by exploiting vulnerabilities in unpatched version of JBoss. At the time, Cisco researchers identified about 2 million vulnerable servers. Friday's blog post warning of 3 million susceptible servers suggests that risk has yet to be contained. It's also an indication that the threat might get worse still as vulnerabilities and additional server software are identified. So, like, shit just getting crazier and crazier with the security, man. I mean, wouldn't you say it's a fair assessment that, like, the security industry is a little bit behind on the ongoing battle?
Yeah, I mean, that's quite obvious for, to anybody. It's just, it doesn't surprise me that, industries and schools and stuff have outdated apps. It's just, at this point, we can't afford to have security leaks like that, because it's like, oh, you have this old program on, connected to a server, oh, suddenly everybody hacks into your system and now it's screwed over. It's like, it's kind of important. So,
yeah, it's a little bit important. Well, it's like a lot of companies, that's a long-term risk of loss in profits, whereas most companies, they think about more of just their current bills and profits and stuff.
Well, it's also a thing that you need to be advised on and know about. If you're not in the know of these things, that's why, whenever the Congress talks about software stuff and you get guys saying it's a series of tubes and, not understanding stuff about encryption and all these things, it's like, well, they don't understand that stuff, and unfortunately they think it's okay that they're not a nerd. It's like, no, it's kind of important. It's really complicated. Yeah. It's not as easy as you think it is. So
did you see on the tech Ian, where they said that someone was trying to propose legislation that they always have to have a back door into shit.
Well, they tried to have that before when Clinton was talking about the cell phones. Every phone should have a chip that allows government backdoors, and like that's not going to work.
No,
I mean they've been
they
trying,
don't.
yeah.
They don't understand.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, things should be better, but it'll take a big thing going down before the common people start going. Oh, I should be worried about my security. You mean 123 isn't a secure password? So
there's lots of infrastructures in our country and probably around the world too that the governments don't pay much attention to. Like, for example, like insulating our electrical grid from like EMP things like solar flares and other stuff, because that's actual real concern.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that the government hasn't taken care of that they just they kick the can down the road. I mean, infrastructure and repairing roads and sewer systems, that kind of thing. Bridges collapsing and stuff, or sinkholes just appearing in the middle of streets. It's like, well, when you haven't touched infrastructure in 40, 50 years, well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, moving along, though, our next story, Obama supports cable box competition, and surprise, cable lobby is angry.
Yes.
Surprise!
Surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, motherfucker. All rise, motherfucker. You do the best, man.
I know.
Large fries.
That video was great. I love that. Anyway, okay, so FCC should follow through on plan for alternative set-top boxes, President says. Well, good on him. What's this article say here, Ian?
President Obama today pledged support for the Federal Communications Commission effort to give cable TV customers a greater choice of set-top boxes. Shortly after the top cable lobby group expressed its displeasure, saying that White House statements may be good politics, but it's bad government.
For
Bad
them.
government.
Bad government. Bad.
Bad. Just rubbing those fingers together. Bad.
Bad government.
The White House published a blog post this morning saying that cable TV subscribers shouldn't have to spend nearly $1,000 over 4 years to lease a set of behind the times boxes. Heck, at my rate, I paid over $1,000 in a year.
Mm-hmm.
$160 for everything. A month. Americans should have options to own a device that, for much less money than that, will integrate everything they want, including their cable or satellite content, as well as online streaming apps in one easier-to-use gadget, the White House said. The FCC in February approved a notice of proposed rulemaking that would force pay TV companies to provide content and programming information to makers of third-party hardware and applications. This would create a software-based replacement for cable card, allowing other companies to build set-top boxes or mobile applications that display a pay TV subscriber's channels without a physical cable card. Yeah, like, isn't the cable card sort of like the SIM card for phones, where it's like it tells like the actual hardware?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Like that. Hey,
Yeah, the cable card. It's a subscriber identification thing. Yeah.
Because like not a whole lot of like cable providers actually make their own boxes. Like I think my cable box was like a Samsung, and it just has a Time Warner card in it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
It's like the phone. They don't make the phone. They don't make the computer. They just make the chip.
Yeah, exactly.
They get your money. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. The FCC vote was 3-2 with the FCC chairman Tom Wheeler and other Democrats passing the item over objections from Republicans. The NPRM kicked off a months-long public comment period, and final rules could be issued before the end of the year. Obama announced today that his administration is calling on the FCC to convert the NPRM into final rules that open up set-top box cable boxes to competition. The president also issued an executive order directing other departments and agencies to identify specific pro-competition executive actions that empower and inform consumers, workers, and entrepreneurs. Government agencies were instructed to report back to the White House on their progress within 60 days.
This just reminds
Wow,
me
an
of when
executive
all.
order.
This just reminds me of this is like the inverse of when that whole monopolization thing got passed through, so that the cable companies could do internet, phone, and cable, and it's like. Now it's like, well, you also have to be open to competition. No, bad government, bad.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
that really their best argument that that's bad government?
Well, there's no real thing they're going to say other than, they're probably going to say, oh, this could lead to piracy, this could lead to bad. I mean, nobody's going to want competition, but realistically, it's better for the consumers, and that's kind of the bottom line.
What? You mean the customer has to be right? What the?
Well, they have to be given options. You can't just say, this is what you get. Well, I don't want to get this package. Well, too bad. Well, guess what? I mean, it's the same with modems and stuff. It's like you can lease a modem from your cable company, or you can go buy your own. But most people don't.
Yeah.
But,
It's like I was telling you, I was trying to call these people to, I just wanted to get my internet because I was paying too much for the cable and everything that I didn't even watch that much TV to begin with. And the person was like, oh, you want to get your bill down? Let me find another package for you. And I was like, no, you're not listening to me. I said I just want TV. It's like their high pressure sales techniques have gotten so bad where they just to the point where they just don't want to listen to you.
well, if they don't listen to the customers, then they can never be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have a buddy I know who has 5 cable boxes through AT&T. Well, he had 5. And you could watch 4, but the 5th one, you can only watch DVR shit. And he said, well, no. And they're like, well, I'm sorry, sir. And he said, well, how the hell do sports bars do that if you go in and they have 200 TVs on different games? I don't know how they do that, sir. They have DirecTV, that's how. So he's getting Time Warner, which, whatever.
Well, anyway, I think more competition is good. The cable companies, yeah, I think, they have the worst rating, and you ask anybody, their major argument is with the cable companies, and then cell phone companies, second, and of course Congress. But
They're all in bed, if you ask me, man.
well, of course they are. Anyway, but this is good news. So,
Who was that politician that said competition is a sin?
a lot of them.
Yeah.
So anyway, help save 17 years of PC game modding history. Download your backups from Gamefront's mod hosting platform shuts down. Before Gamefront's mod hosting platform shuts down April 30th. Ooh.
Yeah. One of the web's oldest and largest repositories for classic and current PC gaming mods will be shutting down for a good later this month.
Yeah.
Gamefront announced today that its servers will be going offline on April 30th and that any files not downloaded by that time will no longer be accessible. Since our founding as File Leech almost 20 years ago, we have always strived to offer the best file hosting alongside quality gaming content. Former Gamefront staffer Ron Whittaker wrote, to all of our fans who have supported us throughout the years, we thank you for making us your destination for gaming files. Despite name changes, ownership changes, and staff changes, you always made our jobs rewarding and fun. The shutdown is a blow to those who rely on Gamefront to access to tens of thousands of mods, demos, patches, tools, maps, and skins, and other add-ons for PC games dating back to the mid-90s. It's especially significant to those looking for mods and patches for older games with smaller communities or defunct publishers, which can be harder and impossible to find elsewhere. After April 30th, those files will still be accessible by digging through the Internet Archive, which maintains a massive mirror of the site as it exists today and in the past. For those that want to see the game from mods continue to be published and maintained in a more organized fashion going forward, though, fellow hosting site MyDB has put out a call for users to back up and share Gamefront hosting files with them. Yeah, like they're saying we gotta unite and everything. I just thought Frank would find this interesting, but yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Everybody, if you want all this stuff, you better go down and go on a downloading binge.
It's the same thing with like Flickr and to an extent YouTube. It's like you don't own your shit, and if the site goes down,
Well, I mean, we talked about this
have-
on the podcast a long time ago. When what was that one internet portfolio site just went down one day, and you know, and people are like, we had like paid services on there and all this stuff, and it's just gone. It's like you don't, you can't control it if it's all. I mean, they were saying in this article that they've had gone through name changes, ownership changes, and all that stuff. It's like having to rely on one company for all these mods. It's like it's convenient, but it's far from. It sounds like it's far from stable. So.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely was a very good resource, and like, if people could download all this stuff and you could get whatever you can from that, the Internet Archive, like, I guess it'd be good for somebody to, just put up as much as they can and try to replace the site,
Yeah, Internet Archive is a very good resource because, like, sometimes people will be tweeting at me about, like, they're like, oh, I had this old version of a thing and I used to have a patch to fix it, but that patch link is gone and I don't know where to find it. I'm like, well, have you tried Internet Archive? That might work. Oh, hey! It's like, that's a great thing. I mean, they don't always archive everything. There'll be busted links and missing photos and things like that, but it's a good resource to have. It's just, who knows what sites are still going to be around in 10 years.
Hey, Frank, why don't you take the reins and just, like, take all of that and put up, like, every mod ever made for PC games.
Well, first he has to finish downloading them all. Then he will put them up.
No, the way that a lot of games are going, if it's a really successful game, then the maker is going to want to, all the mods, they're going to want to have them on their own site. Like Bethesda is doing their own workshop and not allowing Fallout 4 shit to be on Steam. Skyrim, you can get the mods on Steam, but Fallout 4 and shit is exclusive, and I'm pretty sure the next couple games they put out are going to be similar.
Oh, well, and Ian's last news story, woo! There will be no texting in AMC movie theaters after all. That's good.
Yeah.
It says
For a minute they were thinking about giving the millennials their own fucking theater just to...
They should, just to get away from us. That'd be great. Like, welcome to the Interruptions Theater.
It'll be like the no smoking section. There'll be assholes saying, you should be over there, dickhead.
Actually, I was looking on some sites, like, depending on, like, where you go, like, on the internet, they technically were millennials, because the millennials started in 82.
It's just a term. It's whatever. It's the whole point is, what this is just texting during movies. Some people say, I should be able to text wherever I want. It's like, well, you're ruining everyone else's experience. It's like saying I should be able to run up and down the airplane all I want because it doesn't matter. It's like, when a friend of mine leaked that original story on Facebook, and I just replied with the Austin Draft House commercial where they had a girl who called in complaining about she was kicked out for having her phone out during a show because they say if we see you texting or your phone on during the show and it's going to annoy other patrons, we will ask you to leave. And she let this message go, I'm in America and I can do what I want. Like, yeah, well, you're never coming to the draft house again. And they used it as a commercial with all its profanity. Like, this is great. So go ahead.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, well then.
Okay. It says
Pepe! Pepe the shrimp.
You could almost feel the panic spreading across the land. Adam Aaron, CEO of theater chain AMC Theaters, sat down for an interview with Variety this week. The conversation turned to millennials and how to appeal to them. Aaron said he'd be open to allowing people to use cell phones or to text during movies. A lot of film goers, however, were not the least bit thrilled by the concept and let AMC know about it through social media channels. AMC Theaters knew it had hit on a variety of touchy subjects. On Friday, the theater chain fled from the texting idea faster than you could say Avengers sequel. A statement released on Twitter, starting with this massive in all caps, no texting at AMC. The full statement addressed to AMC guests includes this unequivocal message: with your advice in hand, there will be no texting allowed in any of these auditoriums and AMC theaters. Not today, not tomorrow, and not in the foreseeable future. The rest of the missive includes some marketing information about upcoming enhancements to the AMC theater experience, such as larger screens, more comfortable seating, and sumptuous food and beverage offerings, all of which you will be able to enjoy in an environment free of any glowing screens, of tiny glowing screens. I mean, when you tell a 20-year-old to turn off the phone, don't run a movie, they hear, please cut off your left arm above the elbow. Aaron said to Variety. He's got a point.
See, my issue with the whole no texting things, I mean, I agree. Don't have your phone out during a movie. Don't take photos of it. Don't be talking in the middle of the movie. But they need to understand that when they make the commercials, because they show like the one with De Niro and Scorsese, saying, "Oh, we don't make movies to interrupt your phone calls. Don't make phone calls to interrupt our movies," and stuff like that. They do all those. They tell you to silence your phones, and then right before the movie starts, turn your phone into the Cinemark app to enable stuff after the movie. It's like, you told people to turn off their phones for like 5 minutes, and now you're telling them to go to their phone and do something. This should have been first, guys. It's a simple organizational problem. But yeah, texting during movies, I mean, it's a thing with the times, and that a lot of people with cell phones kind of think that they're in their own little sphere. So, that's why we have don't text and drive, don't text and cross the street. It's a concern now that everybody in the world can be on their device. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? As Ian answers his phone.
Yes.
Yeah, don't be on your phone, kids.
Hold on. Someone send me a funny cat picture. I mean, it is an interesting point, because like when I'm working in my studio, a hard thing to do is turn off your email alerts, because the email alert app I was using they stopped making it, and I had to get a third party one to do it, and they're like, oh, just have it in your browser notifications. It's like, well, yeah, but now I'm going to be notified every time I get an email regardless of what I'm trying to do, and I can't just turn that off as easily. It's like I gotta go into settings and stuff. It's like, you have to have notifications. Like, you've got a cell phone at any point in time, anybody can interrupt you during the day, and that's a really hard thing for attention. Don't you guys think?
Yeah.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
It's like rain! Alright, so now is it time for me to deliver my Did we even do the news theme when we started the news, Ian? I can't even remember. No.
We'll do the outro though.
Well, these are your news stories. I had my news stories, Ian. My news stories.
Okay then. We don't have to do either of them now. Since we already did that. No, you could go ahead. We're pretty good.
All right. Well, you're the one who had to be somewhere, so
Yeah.
I just didn't want to.
It's we're making pretty good time.
All right.
40 minutes.
Okay. So anyway, my first news story, I'll just drop it in the chat. E-skin can monitor body's oxygen level. E-skin.
E-skin.
Researchers are working ways to create displays that light up to signal the health of the wearer. So scientists say they have developed ultra-thin electronic skin that can measure oxygen levels when stuck to the body. The goal is to develop such skin to monitor oxygen levels in organs during surgery, say researchers in Japan.
Oh.
So tests on volunteers found the skin provided stable measurements of oxygen concentration in blood. The device contains microelectronic components that light up in red, blue, and green on the surface of the body. So, yeah. E-skin.
I made me think of that biohacker who stuck that sensor under his arm so he could read his temperature.
Oh, the guy who wanted to be a cyborg?
Yeah.
What about that
There's
guy?
There's a guy who's recognized as a cyborg. He has an antenna grafted to his skull.
Is that the guy? Is that the guy that filed a complaint because he went into a McDonald's with his basically glass attached to his head, and they tried to break it off? Like, take that thing off. He's like, it's surgically attached to my skull. I don't know. I mean, they make tattoos that run on, like, your blood or something now, like the electrical powered ones. I don't know. I don't know. What do you? I mean, I like the idea of stuff that can be used for good medical practices and being able to read stuff without having to, be invasive about it.
Working within the medical field, anything to keep from having bulky equipment in the fucking way is always a good thing.
Anything that makes it so people don't get, bumped to their head, or like you don't have to have the nurses carry stuff around.
Have you ever seen a pulse ox monitor, Ben? I
don't know what that is exactly, but I know
it's your pulse and your oxygen monitor. It's the size of a fucking VCR, even for the children. If you drop one on a baby, you're gonna hurt them.
Well, it's like I know when you go to the ER or see your doctor, they're both wheeling a cart around of all the stuff they have to have on them. It's like anything that makes it easier to just plug them in and slap a thing on their arm or something, rather than having to fiddle with a bunch of devices, I think is a benefit and useful.
Can't we just have a little tricorder like on Star Trek?
There is the tricorder project, Frank. We've talked about it before, where people are developing tricorders. I got a business card holder the other day, Frank. I didn't get to show this to you before.
Oh, no.
I bought this because take a look at this for a second. It's got this weird... Let me just go to my camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, this is me. I'll just go to my camera because I'm special now. See, it's got this, and then it looks like a communicator from Star Trek. It's got a little magnet. So,
ooh, fancy.
I'm like, I need to get business cards now. But I just thought, like, that looks nice. I'll buy it. Looks like like a communicator from Star Trek.
Do you like those iPad cases that are magnetic that close?
I like them, but I haven't bought one because I just have the pillowcase, for my iPad, because I can just sit it and stand it up. Although, I don't know, man. I mean, I was looking into business cards, and I saw they have them now. You can put a chip in them, so you can hold it next to a smart device, and it'll go to a website with your portfolio or your Twitter or wherever you point it to. Like, oh man, I didn't want to spend a lot of money.
Well, you don't even need a chip for that. You could just put you could just use that barcode.
Yeah, you can, I guess. But this is like, it'll just go near it. You don't even have to take a photo. Like I think most things do the thing. Like this will just scan. I don't know. I'm veering off topic from what the show, the news story was. So let me go to the next news story before I forget. Well, Ian, what's your take? Go ahead. What's your comments, Ian?
Like, didn't they have similar things that they like could put in like tattoos or something like that?
Yeah, well, they had like blood power tattoos or like something powered like thermal energy power tattoos or something like that animate. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't. I think this is interesting. It'll be useful in surgeries, and I think who knows what other interesting things. Plus, it just looks cool. So, anyway, next news story has been cropping up online lately. Report: Ghost in the Shell screen test used VFX to make white actors look Asian.
Oh,
So, but not on Scarlett Johansson, Paramount says. So, this has kind of been a big thing when people like, here's the first images of Scarlett Johansson playing the Japanese character in the Ghost in the Shell. Why? But they're like, why is this a thing? They're in Japan, and they're like, well, we're modernizing it, and sitting, it's in a
holy
fantasy.
Jesus!
It's like, what, Frank?
I forgot how bright this white screen over here is.
Okay, but
Newsflash: Frank's screen is bright.
we'll be continually updating this story. So,
Yeah.
but to read the article for you, a test conducted for Paramount Pictures' upcoming live-action adaptation of Ghost in the Shell, an anime set in futuristic Japan, used visual effects to alter the ethnicity of star Scarlett Johansson, according to Screen Crush. Sources close to the production confirmed to the site that the test was done to make the actor appear more Asian. Lola VFX, the studio that worked on effects-heavy movies like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Captain America: The First Avenger, and The Wolf of Wall Street, reportedly developed the CGI using the experiment. Commissioned by Paramount Pictures and co-producer DreamWorks, the team would have used its technology to make the predominantly white Ghost in the Shell cast look more like their anime counterparts in post-production. And then it goes on to tell you about the thing. It's like, what are your guys' thoughts on A, the whitewashing in Hollywood, and B, the tech for this? It's like, rather than just cast Asian actors, we're going to take the white actors and make them look like Asian. That's
Yeah.
very problematic. What are your thoughts, Frank? Let's...
Well, I was trying to find pictures. Are there actual pictures from this thing?
From this test, no, it's just been reported, I think. I haven't seen any pictures, but there's...
I'll wait
do that for
until I see evidence before I start yelling blackface.
Well, no, Frank, it's Asian face. I mean, that's...
You know what I'm.
Well, technically,
what I'm getting at.
isn't that yellow face? Is I think what the term for it is. I mean,
Okay, so who should we send your complaints to here?
Ben Thompson,
Man,
right there on the bottom. His
what?
email
I'm just
address
saying.
right there.
It's a thing when people try to make people, paint up, Italians to look like Native Americans. That's called red face. It's just the category thing, Just like how white chicks is white face, It's like.
And then Jew is Jew face.
Anyway, so, I remember last week tonight when John Oliver did a piece where they're like, oh, you can't get a movie made by casting, unless you cast a bunch of white English guys to play Egyptians, because you really rely on the star power of whoever this guy is that played the Pharaoh. It's like, who's this white guy?
Well, it's
Yes.
nothing new.
No, but that's the point. It's 2016. I mean, you can understand how when they made the Ten Commandments, you could understand casting Vincent Price as an Egyptian. But today we have Sigourney Weaver as an Egyptian and Scarlett Johansson as an Asian.
Well, I have a question. Like, when they try to cast people in movies, like, it seems like it's a reoccurring theme where, like, if you have to get a different actor for the same character, it's like it seems like they don't try it at all to try to get them to look like the previous person. Like, for example, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with the Vivian, where she was like, looks like she was straight out of Africa first, and then she was like almost white.
What are you talking about? Like, who is Rhodey from Iron Man? You replace with Don Cheadle. It's like, I mean,
I figure, fuck it.
Sometimes the replacing is weird. Like, remember the Dick Sargent and Dick York on Bewitched? It's like, they almost look like the same person. It's, I mean,
Okay.
so I don't know. But what do you think about the tech stuff? I mean, it's interesting, but at the same time, it makes me uncomfortable because, you know, in the early days of film, there'd be makeup and stuff to try and make people look Asian, and and that's why you get Breakfast at Tiffany's with Mickey Rooney going, "Oh, sing song so." So
What?
Well,
Damn,
it's not
Ben's
even
on
that
a kick
been.
today.
Well, it's not even that been. Think about David Carradine in Kung Fu. That pissed Bruce Lee the fuck off. So,
man.
Man, for once, Ben's more offensive on the show than I am.
I'm not being offensive. I'm citing what he did.
just because you're using quotes doesn't mean.
Yes, it does.
The
I'm
episode
citing.
of Tosh where the teacher references the N-word, it's still bad.
Anyway, so
Okay.
I don't know. What are your thoughts, Ian, as the digital guy, as an effects guy?
Well, I'm interested to know if they did a similar thing, like for that Final Fantasy trailer I showed you guys. Like, I mean, they were like supposed to be Asian characters, but they looked American or something.
Well, I mean, when they did what was it, the Captain America Winter Soldier, where they take a young actress and they use face tracking and all that stuff to make her look older. And it's like you could do the same thing with this, but it's like that's not the point. Why, if it becomes such a thing where you have to get around the actor's look to make them look like, if it came down to like putting pieces of tape on her eyes to make her look Asian, and it's like you'd very clearly have people going, yeah, that's a wrong thing to do. So why is it okay to come up and think, hey, let's do an effects thing to make her look like this? It's like, we know she's not Asian. And it's like, here's the thing. Rather than spend all this time going in and tweaking things to make us think, not notice it so much, it's like, why not have actual Asian actors? Because, don't get me wrong, Scarlett Johansson...
waste of resources to me.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Scarlett Johansson is a talented actress. But there are plenty of other talented actresses that would be, fit the role more appropriately. I mean, I understand she's a big name, but...
We'll just have her and not have don't mention it at all. See if anyone notices.
Don't...
Hey, if we have to get A-list actor and put, like, I don't know, like Brad Pitt in Django Unchained, try to make him black, they'll do it.
Well, I saw a review where they were talking about that Jungle Book movie, and they had Scarlett Johansson's in that playing a snake, and they're like, oh, hey, there's a snake, and also Scarlett Johansson's talking. It's like, she doesn't fit, they're like, she doesn't fit in the thing at all. It's like, why is... I don't know. Is it just because of this big laundry list of popular people, famous people they got to be in the movie? I don't know.
Do you think Hollywood's just too scared of going with unknown actors for things,
Well, there's reason why, remember the Will Smith, Fish movie where they made him look like Will Smith, and they put all this stuff because, hey, it's Will Smith, and, it's not because he's playing a character, it's because I'm Will Smith and I'm a fish, it's like, they were banking on that. But the argument is, it's like, when you do these things, and, it's based on an anime, it's set in Japan, but there happens to be a white chick. What? Why? Wouldn't it just...
Well, what were you going to say, Frank?
Stuff.
Yeah, well, the unknown actors are taking more of a chance because the studio doesn't want to pay for an unknown, and the fact that to get someone who's not a member of the Screen Actors Guild a SAG card is very expensive. So they'd rather just go with someone that that's safe. It's the same reason they churn out reboots of shit instead of something original. They don't want to take a chance.
I'm going to say it's not the Screen Actors Guild thing. I'm going to say it's more because they know they can bank on a name, just like how you'll see sequels and remakes of known things into eternity, because it's easier to try and make money off of a known property that works than try and make something new. So,
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, I guess I'll be watching this right after the Final Fantasy movie, I guess.
There you go. Alright, so I've got 3 more stories. This one is from YouTube Millionaires. Channel Frederator appeals to all fans of animation. And this one came up because Channel Frederator just recently passed 1 million subscribers. So that's what the YouTube Millionaires stories are. They talk to people who run YouTube channels that have have just reached 1 million subscribers. So I thought I'd
Channel Predator.
What? I can't do a predator noise. But anyway, they ask him questions. How does it feel to reach 1 million subscribers? How do you think it feels? I think it would be pretty cool, wouldn't you?
Why make what? This is like millions of dollars or subscribers.
Subscribers. So when a channel has 1 million subscribers, I don't know what the stats are on money, but I do know that subscribers are definitely a thing you would like to have.
Why
people
make
that go,
billions
I want more
when
of
we can
this.
make millions?
But yeah, I mean, plus I figured I'd link this story because this whole section is on, it says YouTube Millionaires, so that's the whole concept of, other channels that get 1 million million subscribers. It's like, well, I'd like to see what other channels are in this esteemed club. I know that there are some of the Yogscast channels. There's
Hey everybody, today
I
we've
got a pop-up, I
special
couldn't
edition
click
of
on
Saturday
it.
Morning Cartoon.
who's okay.
Okay.
What? But like I was saying, I know that the Yogscast videos, some of those are about to roll over to 2 and 3 million subscribers. So the fact that Channel Frederator just got 1 million, I think it's because they're a more broad topic, whereas the young kids are crazy about Let's Plays right now. So I don't know. I mean,
It's like kids with cartoons. Mom, I want to watch some Minecraft.
Well, with the cartoon stuff, it's like I've listened to Fred Siebert, I believe it is the guy behind Frederator. He says that they're really reaching out now to an audience that has been kind of left behind, which is the younger demographic and women, with stuff like Bee and Puppy Cat, and it's like, I don't know, man. I like Frederator. I'm gonna put this out there. I mean, again, as I'm on the Leaderboard Network, which is a vertical of Frederator, so I'm still talking to people in that community, getting to find them. There's all kinds of people on Frederator, but yeah, 1 million subscribers. That's a pretty cool gig there. What do you say, Ian?
What did he unbox the gold play button?
Who was it that got a play button and it was broken? They're like, YouTube, what's up with this?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh,
What they should do like a platinum play button or something for like something ridiculous, 100 million or a billion.
well, they do it up to an extent because there's the silver play button and there's the gold play button. I think they do it up to certain numbers. Like,
Isn't there like a diamond?
I don't know, but I know there's.
Hold on, I'll Google this shit.
I know the guys at Yogscast, since they've got multiple channels and some of them have reached 1 million and 2 million subscribers. They get different ones. So,
God damn it!
what's the matter, Ian?
When my foam soundproofing squares fell down.
Oh man, that's all right. Frank knocked over a bunch of styrofoam today when he was checking out my dad's car and got a bunch of styrofoam on his butt. Anyway.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
diamonds in.
Okay, cool. I don't know, because I am quite a ways from getting diamond. You could go triple myrrh.
Yeah.
South Park.
Oh yeah, you guys are really hardcore.
Yeah. Ah, Carbon, you'll never go platinum. What? Anyway. So yeah, I think that's a useful, interesting read. I'd say from both Channel Frederator and other channels that have millions of subscribers. So anyway.
Okay. What else you got?
Cool story.
Well, next story. WB accepts R rating for Batman: The Killing Joke.
Oh, the animated one?
Yeah. Warner Brothers Home Entertainment has accepted the MPAA's R rating for its upcoming animated feature release, Batman, The Killing Joke. WB has opted to stay true to the landmark DC Comics graphic novel's violent, controversial story, and the result is the first ever movie in the 9-year history of the DC Universe original movie franchise to carry a stricter rating than PG-13. So, they also go on to say, from the start of production, we encourage producer Bruce Timm and our team at Warner Brothers Animation to remain faithful to the original story, regardless of the eventual MPAA rating, said Sam Register, president Warner Brothers Animation and Warner Digital Series. The Killing Joke is revered by the fans, particularly for its blunt, often shocking adult themes and situations. We felt it was our responsibility to present our core audiences, the comics loving community, with an animated film that authentically represented the tale they know all too well. So they say it's going to have the Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill coming back as Batman, Joker, respectively, and also Tara Strong's going to be voicing Barbara Gordon and Batgirl, just like she did in the animated series. And let's see, Ray Wise of Twin Peaks fame voices Commissioner Gordon. So, and they say there are no plans for a PG-13 version. So,
Did they ever have, like, in comics or, like, a cartoon or something where it was, like, the Joker was, like, really violent or something?
well, there was one that came out a while ago where the Joker killed Robin, based on the story where the Joker killed Robin. Because, like, the original movie franchise that they've had come out, we grew up with the Batman animated series, which it was dark at times, but it wasn't like as adult as the the movies have been, and they had with this they're pushing it to this is an adult film. I mean we had the Mask of the Phantasm and stuff like that, but like when they did the anniversary of Batman shorts. And they had, like, here's Harley Quinn, where she's taxidermying people. And it's like, wow, this is a different take on it. I mean, I've heard criticism, though, because, it is controversial. And because it is really dark. And also, the whole thing going on with, Barbara Gordon / Batgirl. Right when you get a new Batgirl comic book that is really popular with young girls and women. I mean, it is kind of a questionable thing. But then again, DC, Marvel is fun, and DC is going the darker route, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Marvel is more about the superpowers, I think, than DC is more about is realistic, I think, more.
Well, yeah, they're more about the noir kind of thing, the darker, grittier stuff. I mean, they care a little bit more about holding on to the older comic book fan base, I think. And I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts, Frank, on these more adult Batman stuff?
I've never really enjoyed Batman so much because they always take itself too serious. Like you said, Marvel kind of.
Why so serious, Frank?
Yeah. Well, Marvel kind of panders to kids where, like, like when Kevin Smith said he took his wife and he was explaining what's going on, and she's like, Kevin, this is a movie for children, right? And Batman, I don't want to say it's grown up, but it's always been darker and less fun. I don't know.
DC animation, like, their live-action movies have been kind of, take them or leave them, hit or miss. But their animation series have been typically pretty good. I mean, there was Justice League, obviously, but Batman, Batman the animated series. That Superman animated series didn't last too well, but too long, but whatever.
People love the Batman animated series.
Well,
they do.
Get on camera, Frank. You're falling off here. But the original movie franchises where they focus on like a storyline, I mean, Marvel's been doing the same thing with their characters, but they've been going a little bit more serious with and darker with these. When you get characters that actually die, you get characters that are beaten up and bleeding and down. I don't know.
I sort of agree with Frank on like as far as the strictly Batman thing, where it's just Batman and he's like it doesn't. I don't think it appeals to kids as much, where he's like fighting just like mobsters and stuff, and that could get kind of boring. after a while.
It's like Dick Tracy to me. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a detective, and the detective. Okay, whatever.
Well, he is the world's greatest detective. Remember, that's his whole thing. So
okay, but Ben's the Superman guy. What'd you think of the last Superman movie? Not Batman v Superman, just Superman.
what did I think of Superman? Well, I was actually okay with it, but I also I do couch that in the terms of I understand why people don't like it because they think that it's
too much destruction.
Well, no, there's that, but I think that comes under the deeper heading of Superman is supposed to be a happy character, and making it such a pity to be Superman in this day. Like Batman can be the troubled one, or all these other characters can be troubled. But Superman is like Superman is supposed to be like Captain America in that he's a Boy Scout and he's really proud of what he does. And he's all about honor. Not it's such a struggle for me. He's not emo. He's not like Spider-Man. He's not like
great power comes great responsibility.
That's not how Superman's supposed to be. Superman is supposed to be I am doing this rightfully, and he might. That's why some comics do good stories of showing Superman will always go with the American government and always go with what's supposed to be right, and then you get like that whole Civil War thing, like with Marvel. Where Marvel had Civil War.
The Captain
Marvel,
America, he was supposed to be more on the anti-government side because.
Because of Bucky and everything. But I'm saying, like I think didn't they do a similar thing where when Marvel did a Civil War, they did something I can't remember. It was a similar kind of thing, but like the problem with Superman is that he's a goody two shoes and he's all about the truth, justice, and the American way. And some writers do, depict the other thing of like, well, it's more complicated than that.
Remember the communist Superman?
Yeah, I've seen that one. The Red Sun.
Not to take anything away from this, Ben. Who is your favorite Superman?
Christopher Reeve as an actor. I mean, although, well, if you're talking movie universe, I like Christopher Reeve. I do love the animated series, though.
Okay, but like including Dean Cain and all. Everybody.
Including Dean Cain.
Fucking Dean Cain, the dude from Smallville.
Well, also that dude that, well, think about it this way, Frank. Ben Affleck played he played Batman in this movie, but he also played in a movie where he played as George Reeve, the original movie and TV Superman.
I actually see that movie?
No, Hollywoodland. I did see that, but
it was good.
I've heard that, but here's the thing. I think my favorite depiction of Superman has been in the graphic novel Superman for All Seasons, because it's got some really, it feels like more like one of those like graphic novels like Hush or stuff, but it's done by season. It's got was it Tim Sale I think was doing the art, and he has a very old school style to it. And I don't know. So anyway.
Okay.
Oh, you're like, I didn't really want to get into this discussion. I was just trying to see if you actually knew.
I just wanted a one-word answer. That's all I want.
I have a question for Ben. Do you still try to catch up on those Superman, or the Superman animated movies?
I try to, but it's I don't know. I mean, when I tried to watch that, what was it, Young Justice League? Because I watched the two. They did like the two, well, it wasn't 2 seasons, but 2 variations. They had Justice League, and then they made it where it was about all the superheroes coming in Justice League. And then they tried to make a new one with like the young kids, and I was just like, I'm confused because I know all the older characters, and now this one's a little too, I don't know. It's not for me, it feels like. Anyway.
The thing that I've noticed about a lot of different Supermans is like the margin of his strength and stuff is been inconsistent. Like the Christopher Reeves, he was actually pushing a planet versus the Man of Steel.
Well,
it was hard for him to lift up that.
Well,
what was that?
It depends on who writes it. Like in the Christopher Reeve one, he spins the world around, and he has the amnesia kiss. It depends on who's writing him, what powers he has, because some he's just invincible. He's just always the toughest, and then there's others where he's just like, oh, he's really strong. So it depends on, like, the original Superman couldn't fly. He could just jump really, really high. That's why they say he could leap a tall building in a single bound. So he kind of just jumped everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
in Man of Steel, they show him learning to do that, where he pushes himself up off of the planet, and like, there's different opinions about where his power comes from. Is it because his skin is irradiated by the sun, which is technically what it says in the comics, is that he's from a different planet and he gets the things. But in the original, I think it was the first Action Comics, they were like, no, he's from a planet with less gravity, so he's basically like John Carter or Mars, and he, his body reacts to our sun differently, where that's just how his people react, and it's, I don't know. Anyway, so my last news story I'd like to go the news out on, Sony's Emoji Movie is basically one long commercial for mole apps. So
Did you see that McDonald's was giving out emoji
Surprise.
stuff, figures?
No, but it doesn't surprise me, Frank. I mean, there were figures and toys for everything when we were growing up.
Yeah, I
So
bought a couple of those emoji pillows.
they look comfy. At a
That's what they
presentation,
have. They're McDonald's plushies. Hold on.
At a presentation at Las Vegas's CinemaCon earlier this week, Sony Pictures Animation president Christine Belson revealed new details about the studio's upcoming Emoji Movie and unveiled some of its stars, mobile apps. Belson explained that the as-yet untitled project will incorporate real-life smartphone apps into a powerful movie about self-expression that will be very emotional. The movie takes place inside of a smartphone where the industrious emoji live and work in Emoji Valley. Eventually, they discover the home screen, the world of the wallpaper, which sets them off on their branded adventures through a mobile app landscape. So basically, this is like Wreck-It Ralph for emojis. I don't want to totally shoot this down because, it's like, oh, Legos, that's going to make a good movie, right? It was. So
it's fucking Legos!
yeah,
It's
so
Legos.
this, it's like, I mean, plus when you throw in that AMC story about no texting during movies, it's like, they're going to have a really hard time, having interactive apps, and not letting people having their phones out during the Emoji Movie, which,
I couldn't text during the emoji movie.
to be fair, if you go see the Emoji Movie, that's like, it's like seeing a horror movie and not being spooked when somebody taps you on the shoulder. It's like, I don't really know what you were expecting. I mean,
I'm just waiting for somebody's post to be like, I was kicked out for texting during the emoji movie. Sad face.
while no app makers have been officially announced yet, a Sony insider confirmed to The Wrap that Spotify would be featured in the film. In their case, the emoji characters navigate boats on an actual stream of to represent music streaming. It hurt my head to say that. Concept art at the CinemaCon presentation also included Facebook, though their participation in the film is not confirmed. The logo art at the top of this post is the only publicly revealed art thus far. So, I don't...
Oh, Jesus.
What?
I was looking up the emoji toys for McDonald's,
Yeah.
and they have Fox 28 in Columbus. Parents think Minion toy curses, and it's from South Columbus.
Of course they do. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the Emoji Movie?
I wouldn't even waste the bandwidth to pirate it.
Oh, what if it turns out to be really awesome, Ian? I mean, like I said, I'm holding, there's always potential that this movie that no one expected to be good could be good. I mean, there's
won't
no...
be.
Well, I mean, there's no requirements of what this is going to be other than you need to squeeze in. I mean, imagine this being like a Smurfs movie where you get your grumpy Smurf and your happy Smurf, and the only requirement is that you show them. You could make a good movie out of that, or you could make the first Smurfs movie.
I would sit and watch the whole thing, waiting for the fucking eggplant.
No. How long until we get the Happy Poo?
Yeah, I was just gonna.
There's
ask
either
about
going to be the eggplant dick or the happy poo.
Happy
Well,
Poo Day.
what's the format of this movie gonna be?
I don't. Well, it sounds like. I mean, it sounds like they've reached the home screen, and then, well, I don't know. There's a lot of text on here. Let's see.
There's a lot of words, no pictures.
Words,
Right.
Well,
Yeah, how are you going
Let's
to make it
see.
interesting? You're just going to show a face for 90 minutes?
Yeah, like
Those who saw Belliston's presentation were not impressed, like Andrew Sims of Hypable, who wrote that, "We got a Wreck-It Ralph vibe from the preview and don't expect this one to be very good. The Emoji Movie will be released on August 11, 2017. Sony Pictures Animation is also planning the release of Smurfs, The Lost Village, and The Lamb in 2017. Well, I know the Smurfs movie that they're working on is supposed to be like all animated in Smurfville, because everyone is like, why did you do those first two movies not? That was horrible. So,
yeah. Okay.
Who are the characters? That's what I want to know. Like, who are the characters?
Oh,
gonna be
sad,
emoji faces?
angry.
happy, smiley.
It's the fucking Seven
Happy
Dwarfs
Poo.
and the Smurfs.
Yeah, it's...
And Doc.
And, of course, emote penis.
Well, I mean, like, are they the yellow face, and they're gonna give them like stick arms and legs or something?
Maybe they just bounce around. You know what I'd like to see? I want to see table flip in there.
I don't
I
want
am
to
so angry I could flip. I mean, the thing is, remember that bidding war that went on? Like, 3 studios were bidding like billions to get the rights to this movie.
Nope, don't remember that at all, thank
We
God.
talked about that on the show, man, and it's like, I can see it, but it's like, this is the kind of movie that, like, does anybody really have to buy the rights to emoji? It's like, remember back in the day when, like, you know, they'd release a, you know, Tom and Jerry playing the piano short, and then there'd be a Bugs Bunny playing the piano short releasing almost the same time, and they'd be like, they're stealing our idea. It's like, this is the equivalent of that. Like, we must have the emoji thing, because you got to get those kids. I don't know. Does this really need a movie though? Like,
No.
Can't this be a like?
No.
It lives on smartphones. You know, that's where the people that use emojis are.
If first the Angry Birds did it, and then if this shit flies, we're gonna have goddamn Candy Crush movies and fucking Farmville.
Well, we talked about it before, Frank. That, you know, we've got the Lego movie, but then Battleship tanked, and then there's a number of other game-related movies that, you know, are coming out. It's like, emoji is one of those things. It's like, what I'm curious what audience they're gearing for. If it's animated, which if that's the, you know, this is the
Millennials?
the logo. Well,
With fucking kids.
I don't know. I mean, if this, you know, is this going for the same audience as the, you know, Chipwrecked and Road Chip, or is this going for, you know, the same audience as the story of, you know, The Secret Lives of House Pets, and, you know...
I'm gonna watch that, goddammit, shut up.
You know who the audience is for? It's for anyone that they could scam.
Oh, man.
Someone who wants to sneak into a movie, that's all the fucking is. I already saw that piece of shit, let's go in here.
I mean, the thing is, like, they haven't told us anything other than it's about these characters. It's like, there's nothing deep about, like, you know, the deepest emoji. He was the the one that didn't get anybody's love. He was the happy poo face. Nobody likes me.
Yeah. Let's see if they have pictures of her all Asian.
No, the first pictures of her are just her looking into that shot. That's what she's going to look like in the movie. Remember, that's Japan, Frank. And then there's all kinds of tweets. My Twitter was blowing up the day that picture came out, where people were like, look, Scarlett Johansson is a talented actress, but that's not the point. Like, here's all these talented actresses that could play that role, and it would make sense.
Is that the girl from like one of those stupid TV shows with girl in the title, like New Girl or Gone Girl or something?
I don't know. What's with these movies and girls? It's just like that Star Wars thing where there's a girl now, and why can't we have another male lead like in every other Star Wars movie?
I don't know, I think she's pretty close.
What? Scarlett Johansson?
I mean, not 100%, but, you know.
Well, I'm saying it's not the point that she's pretty close. It's like, you know, okay, fine. But why...
Hey,
is this...
John Goodman looked like Fred Flintstone, but...
Oh,
not
I'm sorry.
everyone
Did John Goodman take roles away from all the caveman actors out there? Is that what you're saying, Frank?
I'm saying it's up to their interpretation.
Well, look, Frank, if Shaggy from Scooby-Doo was of a certain race, and then Matthew Lillard could nail the performance, but, hey, he's a white Shaggy, would that bother you? If Shaggy was like, a kid from India.
No, because in Kill Bill, you remember Esteban?
No.
Okay, when she goes to see the Spanish pimp to find out where the fuck Bill is in Kill Bill 2.
Okay.
That was the fucking sheriff from Kill Bill 1 that finds her in the church and goes, son number 1, this tall drink a cocksucker, and he did. He played a fucking Spanish guy. My Mexican girlfriend at the time was like, that motherfucker, I thought he was Spanish. Shit. So she wasn't offended. I wasn't offended because he nailed the fucking role.
Remember when Robert Downey Jr. played a black man in Tropic Thunder?
That was hilarious.
But that was the point. They're like, we go through such lengths to have a white guy play a black man, rather than just hiring a black guy.
What was Tropic Thunder again?
It was a parody of movies where they had Ben Stiller, who was a guy who tried to be he went
Tom Cruise was like balding.
That war movie parody.
Yeah.
Where you have Jack Black as the Clumps comedian, and
I always get that title confused with that one older Hulk Hogan movie. I think it was Thunder in Paradise or something.
Basically, all the Hulk Hogan movies are like Santa with muscles and The Nanny or whatever that one was. I mean, they're basically the same movie. I mean,
okay. So are we done with this story?
Yeah, we're done with the news, Frank.
Okay, well, God damn, this is a long call, Simon. So
I was letting it go so you couldn't talk.
We're playing you off, Frank.
So how many dates are you going on in a week there, Ian?
Well, unfortunately, not many because we're
Still
it's
on the show.
Well,
yeah,
it's hard out there for a pimp.
Well,
Ben was saying
that I'm
that
seeing
you,
she has kids. That's the problem.
Well, Ben was saying that you couldn't, you can't afford your internet, but you're going on a date. I'm like, is he going on multiple dates a week there? What? We got to talk to Ian about living inside his means.
Well, I wasn't living in my means when I didn't have dates because I was paying like $170 or something for everything a month just for cable and internet.
Yeah.
Had to get that shit down, man. And yeah, I went on a couple of dates.
If you can get if you have a newer TV and you just want to get like CBS and Fox, an antenna has the digital converter built in to the TV. So all you gotta do is just plug an antenna in, and you should be able to get some of the channels, provided where you're at.
Yeah.
But see, where I'm at, I'm so far north, I get the Cleveland feed of CBS, so I can't get the Columbus feed, which is where I work. So I have to get it from elsewhere.
Yeah.
But
I don't really care about it that much. Like, I don't even watch the.
Well, if there's a
it's
shooting,
just nice to have the option.
If there's like a shooting or some shit locally, you'd like to be able to find out traffic and weather.
But then you can get that on your phone. It's like all these weather channels and news and shit. It's like dinosaur, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Weather Channel just shows like this side of the country. I'm like, no, where the fuck? How is it here?
The Weather Channel anymore, like they're showing all these storm chasers and history events and stuff, and it's like I remember when your job was basically what a screensaver is now. Currently, it's 75 degrees, and you might need a jacket tomorrow.
Ohio. But
even worse, it's pretty much just a little tile on your smartphone that tells you what the temperature is.
Yeah, a little pop-up.
A little weather bug.
It's going to change. Yeah. It's going to be cold. Wear pajamas that are nice and warm tonight.
Yeah, so, anyway.
But, I just want to know, what time you got to go on your date?
Well, she's got to put her... I was supposed to come over after her kid goes to sleep.
We have a few drinks after she puts her kids to bed. That's the Bruce Springsteen song.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was the issue when we were talking about stuff on dating sites. It's like, it's not, obviously not a deal breaker with Ian, but it's going in, it's like, well, this is going to complicate things. Just like dating a dude with kids, it's like, it's...
Well, it's a little bit complicated, but like, I'm not really going to be replacing the dad, really.
Right.
They already have a dad that takes very good care of them and stuff. So,
Yeah,
I'm mainly just there for her,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's that's better than like you date the single mom who is looking to replace the parents to the dad before the kids get old enough to know any better.
Yeah.
Because there are people like that. It's quite terrifying.
I've met them and they seem to like me and stuff. So I mean, that's good, I guess.
Uncle Ian. No, I'm not your uncle. I'm better. Daddy's home.
Yeah, it's like Daddy's Home. I feel like that Daddy's Home movie.
So are you Mark Wahlberg or are you Will Ferrell?
Well, I'm Will Ferrell. He was the stepdad.
Oh, well, that means the other dad's cool. I'm sorry, Ian.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Will Ferrell is cool. I like him.
yeah, but not in that. His character in the movie wasn't supposed to be cool. So I heard they're supposed to be doing a Zoolander animated movie, and they managed to get pretty much everybody back except Will Ferrell doesn't like doing cartoons because he had a bad experience and doesn't want to do voices for him. It's like, oh.
Are you guys going to see the Zoolander too?
What is this? A movie for ants? I don't know. I mean, why so soon? Is all I'm saying. It's
Right.
I mean,
The school for kids learning good things
Well,
too, or something.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed Zoolander when I watched it.
School for kids that can't read good.
Well, don't get me
You can
wrong.
do other good stuff too.
When I saw Zoolander, I enjoyed it, but I didn't rush to the theater to see it. It's like I saw that stuff on DVD one night at a dollar rental or something, or at the Dollar Theater. It's like
It's a matinee, as they used to say on Spill.com.
Yeah, it's like a matinee is the thing you go in midday to see. It's like if it's a cheap price, you don't go in at like 7:00 at night to try to see that.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say
What you don't want to defend your title on the trivia?
Yeah, you're dunking out before me, and I actually had the date, man.
well.
See, he's got a wife, and he loves his wife and wants to go hang out with her.
I saw Ben, and then I come in and I do this, and I haven't had any time with my wife alone.
We've actually went it's only been a little bit of past an hour too.
It's about an hour and a half. You see, Ian,
She might be asleep already.
He knows that you're gonna have a date, and he wants to have a date too.
I want to be able to kiss her goodnight before she falls the fuck asleep.
Kiss an angel, good morning.
We're going to kiss her. We're not stopping from leaving off the camera.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You come back. You can't leave the show. You could leave for a sec, but you gotta come back.
Anyway.
Oh, Ian.
No. So anyway, I guess if Frank's leaving, is it time for...
We need to... Guys, I hate to be an asshole. We need to find a better way to figure out our topic, like, for each trivia, because that tends to be a fight.
Well, half the time, Frank, we're just juggling to get everybody on the show. Because, I mean, Ian didn't have his internet, he was going to have a date, and we still don't know where Doug is.
Well,
Maybe we need to make a wheel.
The last couple times were pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but...
What we should do, Frank, we should just go to a meetup at a place and just record ourselves talking together. Because it's like, we'll all hang out and do something, because, getting everybody on the
I
line.
like it, but I don't have to see you in person.
No, that's a lie, because you saw me today.
Well, is your complaint, Frank, that it takes too long to set the trivia up?
Well, by the time we get it, and we're like, a lot of times it's an actual argument where it's like, what do you want? I don't know, what do you want to be? Fuck it, you didn't want to do it, motherfucker. And, it, like, I enjoy it.
Hurry up, I want to get home. I want to get home to see my family. Just pick the topic and do it.
Well, actually, I have an idea. How about I'll pick the topic, and we'll do
I was trying searching dating sites. How about that?
All right.
All right, hold on a second, guys.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh man. I just want to go home and see my family. After this, I want to go back to my video game and kiss my internet wife. Well, not internet, video game wife, and then play with my video game baby. And what games have you been playing lately, Ian?
Nothing.
Nothing, huh? Frank's been playing a lot of Fallout. I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just asked me if I wanted to have another kid. I said, yeah! It's such a stupid thing. And yet... Dating with a twist! What? Oh, man. Disco dating with disco... Oh, I thought I was going to say dating fiasco, but...
Huh.
I don't know. Do you have any dating fiasco stories, Ian? Do you have any, like, dates from hell?
No. There was this one, but this one was easy. And we could do that one, I guess. First.
Yeah, we're just doing this for funsies, man.
Okay.
Can't have a title match.
Yeah. No. So he doesn't complain. I'll line up the second part here. What should we do?
Well, how
you
about
pick one?
ideas for dates?
Okay.
We'll just
I'm
type
back.
in dating and see what it says. Or, yeah, dates. See what
Yeah.
it says. Let's see.
Wow.
Uh,
Is this like how Doug couldn't get his one thing, but plastic injection molding was a fucking topic?
I got a lot of follows on Twitter for posting that story.
What?
I was tempted. You know, if I name the show after what our trivia is, this one's going to probably be on dating websites, and it's like I don't want to put that in the title because I'm going to get followed by so many spam bots on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, anyway, we've got one of 10 questions on dating. Let's see, the dating game. I don't know. Dating service video. Oh, whose line is it anyway? Kind of thing. Nah, let's just do the first part and we'll figure out the second one.
Okay.
Remember
Oh, yeah, hey,
old
Ian.
dating techniques? Yes.
I know you're not much into PC gaming. Did you see the new version of Doom for PC is in open beta this weekend?
I heard about that.
I downloaded it, and then there was an update. It's like, oh, another 2 hours to download the update. Like, fuck.
Video
And then I
games.
I want to play it because it's
That's
in beta.
nice.
It's only 2 days, and then it's you can't play it until you buy it. So I wanted to play it, but
That's an idea for the next one. We'll do. We'll type in Doom.
All right.
Get some Doom trivia.
In the good old days, you would sit and wait for the boy to call the girl. It was almost never heard of for a girl to call a boy. Nowadays, who calls whom? Is it all these are true? Boys call girls, girls call boys, boys and girls email each other. Ian?
we're exclusively email, so I don't know what they're talking about. No.
She hasn't even sent me a full body shot yet. I'm 100% positive she's my soulmate.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you got an email from a date, that'd be kind of creepy. It's like, how did they get my email?
Well, I don't think people will be asking you on a date if, like, you didn't have, it'd be like getting
It's
a
like-
phone call. How'd you get this number?
Well, no, I mean, it's like, hey, baby, sorry, the only way you can reach me is through email.
You know, there was a company in the 90s that tried to put out an internet white book, just like they have the internet just like they have phone yellow pages. So they try to list everybody's email.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea.
All right, so
Well,
Ian,
I'm
which
just
one are
gonna
you going
say
with?
All are true.
And I'm also going to say all are true.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Obvious answer is obvious.
Obvious answers. Obvious.
In the good old days, the boy would be getting all dressed up to look
The girl.
Oh, I'm sorry, Frank. I'm listening.
Boy, I mean the girl.
In the good old days, well, the last one said the boy, I think, first. And the girl would be getting all dressed up to look her best. The boy, if he was old enough to drive, would borrow his parents' car and come over and get you. What did he do when he got you to your home? Stand outside and yell, "Yo, come on!" Go out, get out of the car, ring the doorbell, and met your parents. Honk on the horn until the babe would come out. Nothing, just sit in the car and wait. Okay.
Is this a joke? Trivia?
I'm trying to figure out is like, because guys would do it, all of those things, but like, what are you supposed to do, right? Because get out of the car, ring the doorbell, meet your parents. At least that's what Leave It to Beaver would be about. Frank, what do you think?
I have a
Get out of the
feeling
car,
this
ring
game
the
is gonna be a
doorbell,
bit
make-
sexist.
Yo, come on!
Yo, who is it?
Yo, Sally! So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one.
alright, so everybody says that. And the
What's the
answer,
difficulty level of this? Is this easy?
Yeah,
said-
it was the only real dating thing that we could find on there.
you look stunning in your suit, and your date looks beautiful in her brand new dress. You are heading to the prom back in 1970. Wait, you have a corsage for your beautiful date. Where do you pin the corsage? The guys usually brought flowers for a vase, no corsage. You actually bought a flower? No way. You either pin it on her dress, or her mom does the pinning, or only the girls brought flowers for the boys. Frank?
Pin up to her dress, or her mom does the pinning.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Although when we went to prom and stuff, like I knew a bunch of girls who just wore it on their wrist. So
Well, was this 1970 or? Oh, that was 2001.
okay, 2001, not 2001. A
It's the same fucking difference. $1,500 is still 1,500. Motherfucker.
Anyway, so what's the answer say?
You know what that?
Oh, hey,
you
look
either-
at that
You
shit.
either pin it on her dress, or her mom does the pinning.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah,
taken your
yeah,
date to a
shit.
really nice restaurant. The bill comes. Who was supposed to pick up the bill in the early 70s? The man would walk. The man would walk out without paying. The man would make the woman pay half. The man would usually pay, or the man would make the woman pay woman's lib. And this would be Ian's.
Well,
How do you do it, Ian?
I'm gonna go with the man would usually pay, but with fucking women's lib.
Women's
Liberation.
liberation.
Equality shit.
Eh.
Except for unclogging toilets. That's men's work.
And catching the spider.
No, spiders are okay, but
Okay. The man would usually pay.
yeah.
Is this one of those things? I remember back when kids, back in the day, we had to do things in the 70s. Oh, well. So the answer was the guy would pay. Your boyfriend picked you up, and he's looking at the beautiful dress you're wearing and your nice hairstyle. What would be the proper thing for your boyfriend to say? Great get out, babe. Isn't that supposed to be get up? I don't know. You look very nice tonight. I really like that dress. Yo, great. Or, come on, we're late.
This is the dumbest quiz.
I don't... You look very nice tonight. I really like that dress.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
It matches
I'm going with
your
that one
beard,
as well.
Frank.
Yeah. Hey, ladies. Oh, he's got a beard.
Is this how to be swell? This is what this sounds like. I
Wow.
remember back before the texting.
Is Barney Fife giving Tobey Maguire this quiz?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Actually, we got 5 of these done. We'll make this the 5-question quiz, and we'll just do the
Alright.
search for the.
That's the
demons, 'cause that
dumbest. Yeah, that one will be hard
Hey.
because I don't know.
one's Step in doom. See what we get.
Ooh,
Doom, doom, doom.
oh, the Indiana
doom,
Jones
doom.
Temple of Doom.
You can do that one. That's average though.
Ooh, Doom and Gothic metal albums.
Do 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 do. Doom 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 do doom. Doom doom doom. Doom doom doom.
Mm.
Doom doom doom. Doom 3D Nightmare. PC Classic.
PC Classic Doom.
Very
that's the
difficult.
closest we're gonna.
It says very difficult, so let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
do it!
Sounds good. In
It says
spirit
PC Classic and has an Xbox controller.
Well, you can play games with the Xbox controller on the PC, though, can't you?
Yeah.
All right.
In the
Hey,
spirit
Ben.
of the beta, you said it's a beta coming out this month? Or this
Oh,
weekend?
it's this weekend. It's
I-
open beta.
I have one of those controllers, but I knocked it over chasing the cat. The 4th episode of Ultimate Doom is called what? The Shores of Hell, Knee Deep in the Dead, Inferno, or Thy Flesh Consumed. Alright, who's going first with this one?
Well, let me see. It was. So it's Frank's turn.
Oh.
This is question number 6.
Inferno?
I'm going to say Thy Flesh
I
Consumed.
played the game as a kid, but I'm not. I
Honestly-
won't be surprised if you guys beat me on this.
Thy Flesh Consumed?
I'm gonna go with the Shores of Hell.
That's a cool name, though, isn't it?
Thy Flesh
Ooh.
Consumed. Yeah!
Sharer version.
Sever the Wicked E4M3 from Ultimate Doom contains the most secret sections of any classic Doom level. How many does it contain? 19, 22, 11, 20. Ian, this one's yours.
By the way, it's sectors. But
Ooh.
oh yeah.
Oh, well. I'm sorry, Mr. Arkansas.
Well, they're two different things though.
Okay, so whose turn is it?
It's Ian's.
It's my turn. You say 11?
I'm going to say 19.
I'm going to say 22.
Ah, it was right.
22.
Oh, I was lucky.
Hey, word. I don't feel like
An
I
ul-
knew that one.
In Ultra Violence mode, which monster makes the least amount of appearances on Doom 2? Is it Cyber Demon, Commander Keen, the Icon of Sin, aka the Demon Spitter, or Spider Mastermind? This would be me, huh? Makes the least amount of appearances. I'm going to say Cyber Demon.
That's what I was gonna go with.
Commander Keen?
Wow. Icon of Sin, aka the Demon Spitter.
Hold on. Oh, I was reading that, but okay.
Oh, sorry, man.
In
It's
normal-
fine.
in
It
normal
doesn't
play-
matter.
In normal playing conditions, what is the minimum secret score obtainable on the Doom 2 level? Dead simple. 100%, 66%, 0%, 90%. Frank?
Uh, 66?
Ian?
Uh, hmm. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna just be ridiculous and just say the minimum is 100%.
I'm going to say 66. And the answer is 100%.
Mm.
Now we're tied again.
Hey, it's Satan.
Could it be Satan? Which of the following does not contribute to your item score? Backpack, spiritual armor helmet, megasphere, light amplification visor. Ian?
Not the item score. Let's say spiritual armor helmet.
I'm going to say light amplification visor?
Megasphere?
Backpack.
Backpack.
Oh, yes.
Man. Oh well.
Yeah,
Man.
weapons and arm. I was thought that like backpack, since it seemed like something lame, it wouldn't.
Well, I figured you could like upgrade it or something. So I don't know. Whatever. The Doom 2 Master level Black
Tower Wad.
Black Tower Wad has how many floors in the level the Black Tower of the title? Oh, it has how many floors in the Black Tower of the title? Is it 6, 3, 7, or 9? Whose turn is it? I don't know.
It was.
I think it's back to Frank's because he started. So
I'll say 9.
Okay, I'll say. Yeah, I was gonna go for the maximum.
I'm gonna go with
Master
7.
level. Okay.
Oh, 6.
6.
Well, this is very difficult.
Yeah.
Of the following monsters, which cannot be resurrected by an archvile? Revenant, another archvile, former human sergeant, or Macubus?
This is me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the one of the with the title of that movie that came out recently.
Oh,
Revenant?
that awesome movie, Macubus? Well, that was a great film.
I'm going to say former human sergeant.
I'll say Macubus.
Macubus.
I just like saying it. It's a fun word. Another archvile. I thought that was a thing you used to... No, he went with another human sergeant.
Okay,
Oh, man.
Former human sergeant.
Sergeant Major General and alright. The secret levels on Final Doom, the Plutonia experiment, are called what? Wolfenstein and Gross, Warrens and Fear, Cyberden and Go To It, Pharaoh and Caribbean. Me. Plutonia experiment. Wow, this is... I'm gonna go with Wolfenstein and Gross, just cause.
No
Yeah.
Warrens and
Uh,
Fears.
I'll say Pharaoh and Caribbean.
Cyberdens
Oh,
and Go
man.
To It. None of us.
Wow.
We're just all bombing on this one. Alright,
We
what
might
is
have to
the
go back to that dating quiz for Starbreaker.
what is the first level of Final Doom TNT Evolution? Is it System Control, Entryway, Hangar, Deimos Anomaly? Frank?
Hangar?
I want to say either Hangar or Entryway. I'm going to say Hangar, I guess.
I'm gonna go system control.
System Control. So Ian managed to break the tie with that one.
Yeah,
Oh, shit. One more question, and
By what name is level 30 of Final Doom the Plutonia experiment known as? Dis? Last Call? The Gateway of Hell? The Tower of Babel? And this one's whose turn is it?
oh, this is mine.
Okay, go ahead,
I'm
Ian.
going with. I'm going with this answer.
I want to say the Gateway of Hell.
Gateway of Hell.
Oh,
So now we've all got a tie, and we have to go back to dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 bow, dun, 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 ba-dum-dum.
I'm going to do that Temple of Doom one.
Okay.
Well, hopefully we only have to do one question, so...
Yeah.
Alright. What does Indiana demand that Leo give him? Emerald, gold medallion, stone, diamond. Oh, Lao? Is that... Oh, is that the kid? Okay, this is me.
Been a while, huh?
Yeah, it's a couple of years, I think. Gold medallion.
That's what I was gonna say. Gold medallion.
Gold medallion.
Glory.
Nope, it was diamond. Give me the diamond. Who exclaims, "No more parachutes"? Is it Willie, Marion, Indy, or Short Round? Frank?
Short round.
Short round.
You sure it's not Indy? I'm gonna say Indy. Nope.
Short round.
So I'm out of the tiebreaker now.
Uh-oh.
So now it's down to you two. What is
shit.
offered for dessert at the banquet in Pancon Palace?
Three words. Whose turn is it anyways? Isn't
Well,
it
it's-
Frank's?
It's you two, so I think I remember this one, but I don't remember how. I don't know how it can be 3 words. I know. I think I
My
remember.
turn?
Go ahead, Frank.
Raw monkey brains.
Oh, were they raw? What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, I know they ate monkey brains, and it looked like that it was raw.
I thought it was it raw or was it still alive? I can't remember. I couldn't tell if it was raw. I know it was monkey brains, but so what are you gonna say there, Ian?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the same thing. I'm gonna have to play it safe on this one.
Isn't that a thing in some places to eat like the brains of the monkey while it's still alive?
Yeah, but they couldn't show that in a movie, especially in the 80s.
They couldn't show that in a
Oh,
movie where
chill.
Chill. Also accepted. Chill. Oh man. Chilled monkey brain. When Indy and Short Round are trapped in the room with the walls closing in on them, what does Indy yell to the bug-shy Willie? "We are going to be crushed. Hurry up, we are about to die. We are going to die. Quick, we don't have much time."
Really?
This is
This
Ian's.
is me. Yeah.
Bum ba-dum bum.
I'm
Bum
gonna
ba-dum.
say, hurry up, we're about to die. Because that's sort of smart analogy, I guess. I don't know.
Franklin?
I say quick, we don't have much time.
We are going to die. Indy is carrying a red apple when he goes in to see Willie in her room at Pancot Palace. True or false?
Frank.
True?
I'll go with false, just to be different.
Just to try and end this.
Yeah.
End it!
Yeah!
He's carrying a green apple. And with that,
Oh.
Ian
Yes.
squeaks out the winner in this week's very tight trivia race, where we all had a bunch of amps.
I win again, man. I'm winning lately. A lot. I
like
think
to
I won
con-
like 4 times, man.
I'd like to congratulate Ian on winning after managing to not only get his internet back, but also he still has a date. So, congratulations on, I guess, being better than all of us, really, at this point. Although Frank is married and is waiting to go see his wife after this episode's over, so... You got any last comments as the winner before I say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, I'd like to say, coming for you, Doug. Coming for you.
Going for you, brother.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I'd like to thank everybody for being on today's show. I'd like to thank Ian for managing to get his internet back and take some time before his date to come on and give us some news stories that were good, and also man the trivia, which is its own job in its own right. So
Yeah.
thank you. I'd like to thank
Crazy, though.
I'd like to thank
Just
Frank
three
for
of us.
taking this time away from seeing his lovely wife to come and talk
I just
about.
want to see my family.
Okay.
Because for the rest of the time, he never gets to see her. Right?
Apparently not.
I don't.
That's
I
funny
see my
because
family.
you were sitting on the same couch with her like all afternoon when we were.
Yeah,
Is
I know.
And now I want to spend time with her away from you guys.
How long do you think it'll be before he like is trying to get away from her? Like El Bundy.
No. Anyway.
Nah, son. Nah.
Nah, yo. No. But
Ain't like
anyway.
that, homie.
No, man. But anyway, and even though we invited Doug, I'm sad he couldn't come on, but hopefully we'll see him next time. And next time Nate shows up, let him know we always enjoy having him on the show. We miss him when he's not here. Right, his
Yeah.
commentary.
Right. Right.
Right. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in that joined us and sat through all this. You're the best, folks. And on that note, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in, and until next time, we'll see you on the other side.
Peace.
Peace. Shot Ahsoka.
To find out more, visit NoRightsProductions.com. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NoRights. And hey, why don't you check out my Tumblr at NoRights.tumblr.com.